here from Di's Den, and welcome to another Sunday video. Woo! Here we are in March, and I can't believe where the time's going. Okie dokie, this week we're going to do this card, and it's called a triple pop-up card, and I've seen it done by a few different people, and they've all been different sizes, and so I decided to do one in the sizes that I wanted to do, but the principle is the same. So the idea is that if you don't like my sizes, just change the dimensions of your card this way and this way, and you can have it like a square card. If you're in America, you have a wider card but shorter card. It all works. It works for all three different sizes. So this is a regular European Australian size card, because it's A4 card stock, and it's a half sheet, which is, I can't remember what size that is, C6, 6C, I don't know, something like that. I can't remember them all, but anyway, it's one of them cards that you can adapt to a 4x4, a 6x6, you can even do a 7x5. It works for the whole lot, because it's the mechanism on the inside that matters. So this was the front of my card, and I used this beautiful marble paper, and when you open it up, you have these pop-up pieces. See, look at that. So that's just how it goes. It does take a few times of popping it up for you to actually get these pieces here to actually fold down and keep going the same way, so that always which one folds under the other. So this was my very first version of it, and I was really happy with the way it turned out. So we are going to make this card, and it is just called a triple pop-up card. But I'm going to be using something that's quite new, and I really like it. And it's this paper here called, let's see what it's called, Wildflower Birthdays. So, and this has got some beautiful papers in it. I'm not going to pull them right out, but we're going to be using this paper with these lovely birthday cakes on it. Oh, can you see that very well? That's a bit better. It's before it was shining off this foil. So yes, so this is a very pale pink colour through here by the looks of things. On the back it's a nice stripy one. So, and then you've got a couple of sheets that have card fronts on them, so you can cut them out at the card front size as you want, or boxes by the looks of things. That looks like boxes across there. So, and then that's got this beautiful daisies on the other side, and there's another one of those too. So you get two of each. You get two of this one here too with the them on it. This beautiful one here with the lovely flowers on it, that is absolutely gorgeous. I think it's absolutely gorgeous anyway. And it's a beautiful green on the other side. I think that is, let me have a look and it'll tell me what it's called. Soft sea foam. Yes, that's what I was thinking it was called that, but I couldn't think. Then this one, and it's just really pretty, I think. It's lovely with these beautiful flower leaves on the other side, and then another flowery one like this. So, and that's got like a checker on the back of it. It also comes with two sheets of amphoras. I think that's what they're called, amphoras or something like that. I've got those. I've actually pulled them all out because otherwise they get damaged, and put them into a container like this. And you've got flowers and birthday cakes. We're going to use some balloons and some banners and leaves and all sorts of things. I'm not going to pull them out and show you them all, but there are two sheets of those, so whatever's on one sheet you've got exactly the same on the other sheet. So yeah, it's gorgeous. So this is, and we're going to use one of these, which is this lovely pack of balloons like this. So we're going to be using that today for the front of our card. Okay, so I'm not going to, as I say, I'm not going to pull them out, but they are gorgeous. If you go online, you will actually see all of these. They show you a sheet with them on them. So, okay, I'll pop that up there. I don't know why I've got that down there. Let me show you what you're going to need. Alright, so now I've done a ribbon. I'm not sure whether I'm going to use it or not, but I used it in the pretty in pink in colour ribbon, so because we're using Pretty in Pink, and we're also using Pool Party, oops, and white. Okay, so our main card, let me bring this down here so I can read it, is 11 3/4 by 4 1/8 across. For my front and my writing panel on the very back, you're going to need two pieces that measure 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. So I didn't show you that, did I? Where did I put my card? Oh, here we go. So this one I didn't put the extra layer around the outside because I just wanted it to stay like it was, and I didn't want to put gold on the back as well. So that's how I did it. But this one I'm doing the 2 layers. So that's why you've got this layer that is 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. So you've got 2 of those. You'll need a DSP layer and a white layer for your back of your card for your stamping, and they both measure 5 3/8 by 3 5/8. For the inside of your card, you're going to need a piece that measures 11 1/4 by 3 7/8 of an inch. Then you're going to need 3, and I haven't stuck any of these together, so you're going to have to watch me do it or zip on past. 3 pop-ups, and these measure 2 inches by 3 inches, and 3 pieces of designer series paper, or you can put something else and stamp it, that measure 2 3/4 inches down by 1 3/4 inches across. Now if you've got, like me, a design that is directional, they need to be in the portrait style. Okay, so we've got 3 of those, and then I've actually stamped those. I'll tell you about those in a moment. Then we need our mechanism for the inside of our card, and this piece measures 2 1/2 by 2 1/2 inches square. And then for my other mechanism for the inside of the card, this measures 3 inches by 3/4 of an inch. So that's all we need for that. Let me move that out of the way. Let me show you what we're using. So I'm using the stamp set that goes with that paper called Birthday Celebration. I haven't put the oh my goodness, dies in there yet because I only just opened it today. So, and the dies that come with it have like a pocket. It has the numbers like 1 through to 10, obviously, and whatever. A line thing like a string, so like this string here, so you can put your banners on the bottom of it. A couple of tassels and a few flowers and bits and pieces. I like that. That was really nice. So, and the stamp set actually comes with all these stamps. Hang on, let me pop that back in there because we're not using any of those. Oh, come on, get in there. We're using this set, and we're going to use Make-A-Wish for the inside and Happy Birthday for the back of the card. So we're using that, and then I'm also using, which I've got those all on the blocks there, the hot air balloon set, which I reckon might end up going at the end of the catalogue, because this was carried over from the year before. So this one, I'm using this die here, which I've cut out already, to go on the front of my card, and we're going to be using Wish Big to put inside that, which I've actually got there to do with it. And I'm going to stamp in Lost Lagoon rather than Pool Party because it's the same colour grouping, but it's a bit darker and it will show up much better. So, and that came out of a piece of card that measured 1 1/8 by 3 1/4. So we can throw that piece in the bin. So we've got our balloons here, which are going to go with that. And I've got some of the nice shimmer gems from the 20, 24, 26 in colours, because we're using Pretty in Pink, which is this colour here, which you can't see very well again because of the lighting off of the thingy. So yeah, they're really pretty. So we're going to be using those as well. So let's bring in our pieces that we're going to score and do with whatever we're going to do with. So we're going to start off with our main card, and we're going to bring in our scoreboard. Oh dearie me. And I'm going to score this on the long side using the small ball at the 5 7/8 mark. So, and then I'm going to fold this, and making sure that it's nice and even, I'm going to throw it up against that edge there so that I know that it's nice and even. So I'm making sure that it's straight on the sides and across the bottom. Pop it up there and then fold it down, and then you know that your card is going to be nice and even on all four sides. While I've got this one in here, I'm going to score this other one on the long side. So this is another one this is the inner card. This needs to be measured at 5 5/8 of an inch. And once again, I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to fold that in half and make sure that the sides are straight, and then I'm going to bring that down. It's just in case you've just got it off just a tinsy bit, it stops that from being off that little bit. Okay, we need to do a bit more scoring and that, but we need to do the other parts first. So let's bring in our main card and let's put our front layers together. So this is Pretty in Pink, this is Pool Party, as these colours in here are those. So I decided to match it up as nicely as I could, and I was so happy with the way it turned out. With matching, that is. I don't know about the card with this paper because I haven't done it. Okay, so we're going to pop that onto the front of the card. Oops, a bit down the bottom there. And now I'm going to do the back of the card before we do the inside of the card, for the simple reason that once we start on the inside, we're going to have a little bit of bulk. So if we turn our card over like so, we know we've got it the right way, and I've put that on upside down, would you believe? Trust me. Goodness gracious, we're off to a good start, aren't we? But at least it hadn't stuck properly yet. So let's do that one more time. Let's pop this on the front, the correct way up this time. And it was a good job that I saw that before we got too far, wasn't it? But that just shows I'm just the same as everybody else. I can make mistakes. Okay, so we know our bottom of our card is the open side. So let's turn this over so that we know that the bottom is at the bottom of the card. And we're going to bring in our back of our card, and we're going to do a bit of stamping, which is just going to say happy birthday on the back. Now I've put the two stamps together, and I'm going to try and get this as straight as possible. Some days my eyes are not straight, I'm sure of that. So we're going to hold that for the 10. Okie dokie. And we've got that all nicely on the back of there. You could put other things on there if you wanted to, but I wanted to keep it fairly plain because I think the paper on this one does all the talking. And by stamping in the colour that's very similar, from the same family group of colourings, in the fact that it's that greeny bluey colour. Okay, so that's the back of our card done. So the front and the back of our card are now done. Alright, so we've got front, how beautiful, and the back, but we're not going to put our front decoration on at the moment. So we're going to bring in our inner card. This is the part that measures 11 1/4 by 3 7/8, and we're going to glue this to the inside of our card. So we're going to glue on one side, and I'm going to butt it up against this top edge. like so, and bring it down so that it's even, and then I can give that a good squish down. Once I'm happy with that, I can then do the other side. We want this piece flat, it just works better. So we pop that one down, give it another squish down, and we have our inner card, which looks like so. And that's right up flush in that back corner there, right up flush along that edge there. So it looks really good when we open the card. So let's pop that on one side for now, and we're going to bring in our two mechanisms. So we're going to bring in, well, I've got both of them there, but I'll pop the smaller one. We'll pop this smaller one on one side. Okay, working on our piece that measures 2.5 by 2.5 inches, we're going to bring in our scoreboard again, and this time we're going to score this out the 1/4 inch mark on all three sides. 1/4 inch. Now you'll see where I've actually edited this to pull out the piece that I did wrong before. Oops! So I've got that at 1/4 inch on all three sides, and now we're going to pop it on the diagonal, and we're going to score this on the diagonal like so. Only one way, not both ways, just the one way. Alright, so then once we've done that, we're then going to pop our scoreboard down, and we need it again. We're going to bring in our trimmer, and with our middle score line, our diagonal score line, laying flat on the horizontal, we're going to then pop this into our trimmer, and we're going to cut this in half this way. So we have two halves. Oops. Two halves like so, with a line down, a score line down the middle. Okay, let's bring this back. I've got it all a bit wonky there. Oops, let's put the pin in the glue because it's really, really hot here today. Otherwise it'll dry out so quickly. So we're going to bring in our scissors now, and we're going to just trim these on an angle like so. Now just trim off the corners. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Like so, and across the top like that. Alright, so it might have to go up further, I'm not sure. We'll work that out as we go. I cannot remember. My mind's like in a different world today, I think. So we've cut all those off, those corners. We could have cut them off before we cut it in half the other way. And now we're going to fold and burnish along these score lines. Once we've done that, we can see if we haven't cut enough off here. So if this hangs over the edge, like this tiny little bit there, you can just trim that little bit off so that it doesn't come over the edge. And we're also going to fold along that and burnish that score line there. So we've done one like so, and then we're going to do the other one the same. So we're going to fold it in half, and I've got glue all over my fingers. I don't know why I've got glue all over my fingers. And we're going to just chuck that. If they're not hanging out this edge here, that's fine. Then we can turn it and fold and burnish it the opposite way. Once we've done that, that's good. But if as I say, if once you've cut those bits off and they're hanging out just along this straight edge here, this edge that doesn't have any folded in piece, then just trim them back so that they don't show. Okay, so we're going to bring in our card again, and we're going to open it up like so, and we're going to put some glue along these sections here and here, these two little tabs. So we're going to glue that tab and this tab here like so, and then we are going to place this so that this score line is on this score line here, and this edge here is flush with this edge of the inner card. So we're going to pop that down there, making sure that those score lines match up and this edge here matches up nicely. Once we're happy with how it's looking, I'm just going to use my bone folder just to make sure it was a flush along that edge, and then you can see that that one goes straight across. I've got marks on the inside of this card and I don't know where the hell, for heaven's names, they've come from. I don't know, but I can't do anything about it. Okay, maybe it's me spitting on it, I don't know. Maybe I over talked and it went splat. So we're going to do the same on the other side. We're going to bring this one in, and we're going to flush it up along this edge here and along the score lines together, as we're happy with the way they are. Along that score line is probably more important than the side line if you don't quite get that on that edge. We're going to then close that up, and you'll see that they make two little mountains or pyramids shapes. So we're going to close the card up, and it didn't matter whether you put them on from the front or the back because they're exactly the same. So okay, so we're happy with that. We're going to open this up again. Oh my goodness, I don't know what that was, but we're going to open this up again, and I'm going to actually stamp at the top here. So I'm going to stamp Make a Wish up the top here, only because I want to. Now if you don't want to put anything up here, or you want to put an image, you can do that, but I'm going to put that Make a Wish just up there like so. So we're going to hold that down for 10. Once we're happy with that, we can bring that up like so. Okay, I'm going to pop that out of the way. I don't need that anymore, except for when we do our front panel. I just don't know what that noise is. Okay, so now we're going to bring in our 3 pop-up sections, and I'm just going to have to go and check on that, so I'm going to have to turn you off for a moment. We're back after me doing that. This is the shed door next door. My husband's shed door, that is, was not closed properly. So we're going to pop our 3 pieces on of our DSP onto these 3 pieces of card, which is the 2x3s. And the DSP pieces are 2 3/4 by 1 3/4 pieces. Okay, let's pop them on there. Okay, so we're going to keep one out of the way, and I think I'm going to keep that one because the picture is more central. So I'm going to hold on to that one to put on the middle part of my card here with the other what do you call it, mechanism. These are still quite damp at the moment, but we're going to just give them another squish down really hard. Okay, now these are going to go onto here like so. So what we're going to do is we actually want to make sure that that's down nice and hard. So I'm going to give it another squash. I'm going to put some glue on this piece here. This only half of the, like this first front triangle piece. And then I'm going to take my panel, my pop-up panel, and I'm going to pop it up against there like so. You will notice it's exactly the same width, the 2 inches. And then I'm going to flip it over so that this edge here matches up with the corner there. And then you will find that the other one matches up with the middle one. As you can see, as it lifts, So we pop that down nice and tight, and then I'm going to do the same on the other side. So in this first square, first triangle, I'm really doing good today, aren't I? Squares and triangles around the wrong way. We're going to pop our glue, making sure we have our panel up the correct way, lining it up so that it doesn't go over this middle edge, but it should go flush with the bottom one. You can pop that on there, and you will see that they will fold into one another like so. Alright, we're going to leave them to dry for a moment, open up like that, while we do our other mechanism. Alright, so we'll pop our other piece out the way there. We're going to bring in our other mechanism piece, and we're going to bring in our scoreboard again, and we're going to score this piece on the long side. Now this is the piece that measures 3 inches by 3/4 of an inch, and we're going to score it on the long side at 1/2 inch. Let me get the right end. Whoops, 1/2 inch. 1 1/4 inches, 2 inches, and 2 1/2 inches. You will see that we've got some funny lengths. So we've got 1, 1 1/4, 2, 2 1/2. So you can actually see that they are all different lengths. So we're going to take this, and I'm going to find my bit of paper, and we're going to fold these. They're all valley folds or mountain folds, whichever way you want to put them up. We're going to fold them all like so and burnish them all down. Don't burnish them so hard because we want them to spring a little bit. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to actually, the first one is going to be a valley. We're going to turn that one the opposite way. So we want a valley, a mountain, and I've got this the wrong way round. Let's start this end. A valley, because we want the smallest end first. A valley, a mountain, a valley, and then a mountain to go over the top. So let me show you this again. We've got our piece of card with a small end, with the next small end next to it. We're going to fold that, after we've folded and burnished them all, we're going to fold that as a valley fold, like so. Then the next fold is going to be a mountain fold. And then the next one, because it's a long one, it's going to be longer than this one, right? It's going to be a valley fold. And then our last one is going to be a valley fold as well, which is going to fold over the top of the other little one. So we're going to pop a little bit of glue onto this. Now, in my instruction written tutorial, it actually shows you how to put that together. So we're going to pop that together like so and push that in to the middle. So we've got that springing look, going spring, spring, spring. Can you see that? That's springing like so. Once we've done that, we can just wait for that to dry for a few seconds. And we're going to pop this onto the back. Now it doesn't matter whether you've got either side up. And this is going to go onto the back of this, just making sure that you have yours in portrait style and turn it over so that you know it's the right way. And we're going to put some glue onto one of those, only one. And we're going to glue this so that when it's in the card here, it's going to sit with the opening at the back of the card. So we need that to be this way, and we need it to be about a 1/2 inch or so from the bottom. You can mark that if you want, and about even with the sides on either side. So I'm using my finger as a measure, so that's on there like so. So you can see that stands up. So then we're going to pop some glue onto this one. and we can glue that in here. Again, you can either measure it or eyeball it as I am. Whoops, stand up, you silly thing. And then squish it down tight. And then it will stand up. It will pop up. As it goes down, you're going to fold them down because it takes a little while for them to actually learn which way they go. When it opens, this one here will pop up as well. So, as I say, you'll need to do that a few times so that it gets the idea of where it's going. Alright, once we've done that, we're going to work on our other pieces. So we can leave that open for a few seconds and let that dry while we bring in our other pieces. It's my scrappy bits. And I'm going to stamp my saying with Wish Big. That's better. You can see the ink on both bits then. In the middle like so. And then I'm going to put some dimensionals onto the back of this. So what have I done with them all? Come on. It's little ones, big ones. There we go. And one in the middle. And then I'll use some of these small ones down here. Like so, and then I'll need some bigger ones again on the back of this. Oops, come back. I just want one either side because it's going to stick up in the middle. Okay, so once we've done that, we can bring back in our card and we can see how lovely does that look. So popping them down once more, we can pop that down like so. And I'm going to pop my balloons onto the front of the card. I'm going to put them on an angle so we can still see the lovely birthday cakes. Bringing in my little saying, I'm going to pop that across the top there like so. And I'll put it more to one side than the other for the simple reason that I wanted it to be looking like that. Because I'm going to put my bow down here. Put the pin in that glue again. We don't want it dripping out everywhere. Okay, where's those? Come here. Oh my goodness. Talk about stretch. Okay, so we're going to pop some glue dots onto the bottom here. I'm just going to pop them onto here. I'm going to put about 3 of them at the bottom edge of my saying so that my ribbon does actually stick nicely like so. It's just hanging off the edge, but that's okay. We can hang off the edge, and we can then bring in our lovely gems, which are in the peach pie, summer splash, shamrock, shy shamrock, pretty in pink, and plum something or other. I can't think what it's called. And it doesn't give me the names on the back. Unreal, isn't it? I'm going to pop these on here. I'm going to use the pretty in pink ones, so I'm going to use a couple of the, one big one and a couple of the small ones. So and that's our card for today. I'm sorry about the bit in the middle where I cut the thing in the wrong direction and I went off and recut it, and so I've had to slice my video together. But I wasn't going to just leave it like it was because it was wrong. So this is our card. It's called a triple pop-up card, and that's how it pops up. How beautiful is that? You could put more things around here if you wanted to. You know, you could stamp images, or you could put a designer series layer in there if you wanted to. I didn't want to. I wanted to keep it plain in there and let the pop-ups do the job, like I did on this one. This one I did use these hearts to put in the middle of that one, but I did love the way that turned out. So if you've enjoyed today's card, and I hope you have, even though we did do a bit of a hoo-ha in the middle there, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. I know I make mistakes, and everybody does. I like to show my mistakes and let you know that I've made a mistake, because of the fact that it proves that I'm just as fallible as everybody else, and we can't help it if we make mistakes. So if you've enjoyed today's card, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any videos. If you live in Australia and you'd like to purchase any of my products, any of the products, I'd love you to be my customer, or if you'd like to join my team, I'd love you to be a team member. And if you'd like the written tutorial for this, head down below here. You'll find a link to Die Stand for Stamping, Crafting and Tutorials. That's my Facebook group. And there you can join the group. You must answer the question to become a member of the group. And you can get the written tutorial, which is written in inches and centimetres, because I prefer inches, but a lot of people still want centimetres, so it has both on there, and it's free. And I will see you all again next week. Bye for now.